Hi, and welcome to Life is Good Today. I just got back from a walk with Doogie, and on the walk, I was thinking about how much I love him and how much he loves me when I leave the house. Um, Even once I brought him back, I ran back out, and backed up my car, so opened up the parking space for Julie's business. When I came back up the hill, which was the driveway, which is about a total of maybe a minute, he was going in circles, wagging his tail, barking, whining, like I've been gone for 10 years. And that's pretty much love. And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to talk a little bit about that. In my book, Seven Simple Truths, that I wrote years ago, one of the chapters I talk about in Seven Simple Truths is that you will be loved greater than you can imagine, but not according to your terms. And so what I learned over teaching a seminar for 16 years every month for 40 hours with thousands of people is that most people have some issues with parents because they think in some ways they weren't good enough or loved enough or whatever. And that becomes the reason or excuses or resentments or whatever. But we all have, I think, issues with love and being loved. And I know for me, it was true. I grew up with an alcoholic, and it was kind of chaotic. And so to me, it was all about trust. I can't trust this, that they're going to be there for me. And so then I get married and have kids. When I had the kids, what that showed me was my capacity to love. I didn't know that I could love that much in the beginning, but that's relative too, because it still was way more about control, because I didn't trust myself and really didn't love myself. So it was more about control, but my capacity to love is like, oh my gosh, look at these little babies, Brian and Julie and Colleen and then Brad, and then later on when I got remarried with Russ. And so, it grew as I grew. So the more I could love myself, the more I could let love in, and then the more I could love. And so it's a process. And so when I used to teach a seminar, I talk to people about a circle of influence, that if you kind of do one-stop shopping, it's kind of like if you go down to the corner gas station, you can pick up a few things, but if you need a gallon of milk or a loaf of bread, you probably aren't going to get it. And that's the same way if we think that all our love is wrapped up in our parents, and that doesn't work, and then we get married and we attach it to the person we're married to, that doesn't work, because now all of a sudden we're saying they're the reason for my happiness, and they're the reason I feel loved or unloved. So the whole idea is self-acceptance and self-love. And when you love yourself, then you can let love in. And the greatest example of unconditional love, I think, I've never been a cat owner, but I see people with cats that do this just like people with dogs do. It is with our animals. Like I said, when I walk up the driveway after leaving Doogie for a minute or a minute and a half, you would have thought that I've been gone for a year and I just came back to see him. That's how excited he is to see me walk back up the driveway, because I'm not deserting him, I'm not leaving him. And so in my life, luckily in my second marriage with Nancy, we've been married 35 years, I learned all these lessons, and it's like Nancy's not responsible for my happiness, I am. And so I have a lot of good friends. I go to a lot of coffees and lunches and different things, and that's my circle of influence, because when I'm out with people and doing things, then I feel good about me, I feel like I contribute to the world, and I feel loved, and I feel like I'm loving people around me. And so that's the whole process. So going back to Seven Simple Truths, talking about you will be loved greater than you can imagine, but not according to your terms. My dad didn't have the capacity to love in the way I needed, and that really wasn't about me. That was about him. And you know what? That was about him and probably how he grew up. And so as we love ourselves, we learn all that. So I can put that down. I also can have empathy for him. And then how do I get love? by getting attention, humor, sarcasm, all those things. And so I am around people who I can use what I do to express my love and feel like getting love in return. And so that's a challenge. You may want to take a look at, you know, who around you really feeds your soul, feels good when you're with them, and spend a little more time with them. You know, who needs you to sit down with them and just be with them, go for a walk, or whatever it is you need to do. So that's the thought of today. Life is good. Life is good today because it's the only day I have. And so I'm going to make the best of it. I'm going to go out and do some yard work today. I had a lunch cancel with some of my pipe fitter buddies, so I'm just going to have to get to work in the yard again. So anyway, life is good today. I hope you have a great day. I'm going to have a great day here, and I'll be talking to you soon. Bye-bye.